fury.
Hello everybody, my name is Faethodas, and in this video I'm going to show you the build I used to defeat and master the set dungeon of the Immortal King's Call set of the Barbarian. Actually, this set dungeon is very easy to master as long as we have a couple of good items. This is the build I used. The most important items for mastering this dungeon are of course the items of this specific set. There are 7 items that belong to this set. Of those 7 I used only 6 of them. I could use only 5 plus the Ring of Royal Grandeur, but I haven't found this ring yet, so I had to use 6 items. So, I left out of this setup the belt of this set and I used the helm, the chest armor, the gloves, the pads, the boots and the weapon. What you want for this setup to be successful is a strong weapon, and as you can see I was very lucky when this one dropped to the ground, because it is ancient and with great stats too. I could add a socket and a green gem for even more damage, but I chose not to do it, and it was a good choice because this weapon as it is now works very well for this business. In the slot for shoulders I used the Fury of the Ancients legendary item, which provides the legendary power for Call of the Ancients, gains the effect of the Ancients Fury rune. This power is good because we gain 4 Fury every time an Ancient deals damage, and the Ancients are always active on this build. The belt is the String of Fears, which provides melee attacks damage reduction by 26%. The legendary ring is the Skull Grasp. It is an ancient version. I haven't found any better than this one, so I use it currently for my adventures, although I don't play with the Whirlwind skill. But with those stats it contributes big time to the damage of this setup. For the bracers we have the strong arm bracers with the legendary power. Enemies hit by knockbacks suffer 21% increased damage for 5 seconds when they land. My second ring is the set item, the Cobas Rose, which belongs to the same set with this amulet, the Traveler's Pledge. Both the amulet and the ring are not that good, but for this dungeon, for mastering this dungeon, are enough. The bonus we get from this set is: while moving, damage taken is reduced by up to 50%, and while standing still, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%. So this set helps with both survivability and more damage output, especially when fighting against the elites of this dungeon. In the helm we put a diamond gem because we want the most cooldown reduction we can get, and in the chest armor and pants I used rubies for even more damage. The legendary gems of this setup are the Molten Wildebeest's Gizzard, which regenerates a big amount of life per second, and also it provides and absorbs shield, an absorb shield for 200% of our total life per second after not taking damage for 4 seconds. This is clearly for not dying on the battlefield. And the second gem is the Bane of the Trapped, which gives a huge boost to our damage against enemies under the effects of controlling bearing effects, and we gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of our enemies within 15 yards by 30%. In the slots of the cube we use the Fury of the Vanished Peak legendary power in the weapon slot. This power reduces the fury cost of Seismic Slam by 50%. Loot Socks in the armor slot. With this one we can cast Leap up to 3 times within 2 seconds before the cooldown of the skill begins. This is very good for faster exploration and escaping from tough situations. In the slot of jewelry we use the Band of Might, which gives us 60% damage reduction for 8 seconds after casting the Leap skill, among others we don't care about at the moment. This is it for the items. Now for the passive skills we have Unforgiving, to start generate 2 fury every 1 second. Boon of Bull Kathos, to reduce the cooldown of Call of the Ancients and Wrath of the Berserker by 30 seconds. Animosity, increase all fury generation by 10%, increase maximum fury by 20. And the Rampage, which increases strength by 1% for 8 seconds after killing an enemy. This effect stacks up to 25 times, so it helps with our damage. Now in the active skills we have Leap with the rune Call of Ariad. We use this skill to move faster sometimes, to confront enemies from afar, or to avoid dangerous situations. This skill deals some damage on its own, and its rune increases the radius of effect, and also it pulls affected enemies towards our hero for easier killings. Call of the Ancients, and the rune The Council Rises. This sounds epic. This skill is mandatory for this dungeon. It summons 3 Ancients and they deal damage to enemies. And this rune upgrades the damage dealt by Ancients and makes it a fire type of damage. The skill Sprint, for 30% for 3 seconds faster movement, and its rune Gangway slams through enemies, knocking them back and dealing 25% weapon damage. Wrath of the Berserker and the skill Insanity. This skill is mandatory for this dungeon. With this one we enter a Berserker Rage which raises several attributes for 20 seconds. Our critical hit chance by 10%, attack speed by 25%, dodge chance and movement speed by 20%. With each rune Insanity we gain 50% increased damage while it is active. Seismic Slam. This is the main damage dealing skill of this build. We slam the ground and cause a wave of destruction that deals 620% weapon damage to enemies up to 50 yards in front of us. The rune for this skill is the Shattered Ground. It increases damage to 735% weapon damage as fire and knocks all enemies hit up into the air. This skill works nicely with the strong arm braces. The last skill for this setup is the Ancient Spear, which throws a spear to enemies and deals damage, and the rune for this skill is the Jagged Edge. It increases the damage to 640% weapon damage as fire.
More fury.
The only thing remains to talk about is the Paragon points. As you can see, I am currently on Paragon level 324, so I cannot max out all the attributes in Paragon tabs. The most important attribute for this dungeon is the cooldown reduction in the offense tab, so we max out this attribute and then we put the remaining points to attack speed. In the core tab, I put points in the movement speed and strength, in the defense tab on life and resist all, and on the utility tab on the area damage and life per hit. Seismic Slam is an AoE skill, so area damage should help with this skill. So, this is the build I used to master this set dungeon. I also managed to master it the first time I played this set dungeon with this setup, so it is a very good build to master the set dungeon of Immortal Kings Call set at Paragon level 324. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Have a nice day.
I am leaving.